smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind, just to know what you.
Welcome back. So we're back working on the taxi. So since we last filmed doing the taxi, because last time we made the body, I haven't filmed doing it, but now we've made the doors. We made both doors, and so everything's just sat on there at the minute. So they're just literally just held in with a couple of clips. Yeah, and we made the boot. We made the other door. We're making the insides for the door and the windscreen surround. Made the dashboard, so the dashboard's in there, just sitting in there on the floor. But today we're working on the chassis. So we're going to take off both the axles because we want to be able to flip this chassis upside down. Also, what we've been doing is I've mocked up where the engine and everything sits. So that's where that tape is. That's where the bulkhead actually sits of the thing, and we want to get the the bell housing of the gearbox more or less in that with that line. To do that, the chassis was a little bit too narrow in this bit. So what I've done, as you can see there, so that's where, if you look on that side, that's how it's done originally. And I've brought it across, still the same bit of metal, just brought it across, welded it onto this one, and then I've put another piece in here. Going to replicate the same on the other side. Then we've got to box it together, and then I've got to cut out this piece and then remake this piece in here. So it's going to look almost identical to what it does originally, except it's just that little bit wider. So it ends up as 120 millimeters wider between there and there. So that's where it's going to line up, and that lets us get the gearbox in a lot further, because the gearbox we're using is this. So it's a Borg Warner 65, so it's an automatic transmission, 3 speeds. And everyone's been asking what engine we're putting in it. We're actually going to be putting this engine in. So this here engine in here is a Rover V8, which is an aluminium version of a Buick engine. It's not very big, it's 3.5 litres, but it's very, very light. All aluminium heads, aluminium block, and that's going to fit in there quite well. It's got quite a lot of compression on this engine. It's got a skimmed block, skimmed heads, it's got a nice cam shaft in there. It's got a 4-barrel that goes on the top. Hopefully we're going to fuel inject it. Got a nice set of tubular manifolds to go on it. So this is going to sit in there really nice. After a lot of hard work, the chassis is now stripped. We had a lot of fun trying to get the bolts out of here, because they're bushes in there with rubber, and the rubber had bonded to the bolts. So that was the only bolt that came out, believe it or not. All the other bolts we've had to fight to get out. A couple of them, and especially in these ones, we actually have to cut the bolts out. So we've still got to try and get them out, the lead springs. But now it's stripped. Now I can start doing work on narrowing widening the chassis. So I'm actually narrowing these bits in. So that's the one I did earlier. So this is how you do it. So basically I've cut it off of here. I've had to cut a little wedge out of it so we can slide it back further. So that's how tight we can get it. And then to bend it at the top, we have to put cut a little sliver out of here, and the same in the bottom, and then we just pull it back in together. And now it's all in place. We've all got it nice and square. Now all I've got to do is weld it up, and then put another one of these pieces in here. Then I've got to weld some braces across here, and then a brace across the back, and then we can take out this middle piece and then refabricate it back in there, so we can get the transmission back further in the car, so we can get the bell housing near where the bulkhead is. Okay, so the reason why it's all on fire, this chassis has got like a tar-based paint on it. So I'm actually going to let it burn off because it actually makes it a lot easier to clean it up with a wire brush. So yeah, it's not going to catch anything else tonight, it's just burning that little bit of tar off. So there we go, all welded up, just needs to be dressed back now. And then what we do is then I flip the chassis up and I also weld it on the inside as well. So I've got to do the bottom one, weld all that up. But yeah, so there's SAM2 done. Got to weld the inside of this. So now it's cooled down, I'll get in there with a wire brush all that tar-based paint off. And that's basically this bit done. Okay, so we're on to the next piece. So I've made the piece that goes in here. So I use my plasma cutter to cut it out. I have to notch the ends a little bit just so it goes underneath and goes inside. We're going to weld all that. So then the next bits we put on are these pieces here. So they're all scribed and they all got, so all I've got to do now is just weld it all together and then take it back out, weld it fully, and then I can actually weld this piece in. So at the moment we're just going to put everything in, tack it where it needs to go, fully weld it and then put it back in. Okay, so I've tacked the piece together and I've started to seam weld it, but I only do it in little bits at a time. I don't want it to distort, but you get quite a bit of penetration coming through. You can see it coming through on the joints because I've put it basically on 45 and 45, so there's a little gap in there so I can weld it all the way. But of course we're going to weld it the full length of the inside anyway. So that's the piece all finished. So welded up on the inside, and then what we do on the outside, we just clean it up and just put a nice, just buzz the weld down so it looks like it's one piece of metal. The only reason I had to make it like this is this is too thick. I can't actually bend that, so that's nearly 4 mil thick, that is. So yeah, so it's nice and strong. But yeah, so all we got to do is put it in the chassis now and weld it in. There you go, all welded in. You can see how much penetration. This is actually coming through from underneath when I'm welding it on the other side. So yeah, it's got loads of penetration. So the next part we got to do is we've got to put a beam across the back, another beam across the front. It's already got something tying it together because I've left these brackets in here, so that's actually bolting it, holding there. But we're going to put another one across the back, another one across the front, and then we can cut this X piece out the middle and then make a new one of them when we've got the gearbox sat in place. Okay, so we've got the cross beams in place, so they're only going to be in temporary while we play around with this bit. We don't want it to move too much. So it's got the ties at the bottom, just got to weld this in now, and then we cut out the middle bit. Okay, time to cut the middle piece out. So we're going to use a plasma cutter because this thing's probably going to be under some stress, and if you use an angle grinder it jams the disc.
Take me in slow, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes.
Okay, now it's out, we can go in there now with an angle grinder and just clean everything up, weld all the backs of everything, and then we can start putting the gearbox in and then putting the structure back in place. Okay, so the middle is all chopped out now, so yeah, all we got to do now, I've been in there with a sander, sanded it all up, and now we just got to go in there and just weld the open edges, and then we can start building the structure back in. Okay, so we've got the engine and gearbox set in now, just mocking everything up. It isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's quite tight to get it in. I measured it all up because we couldn't drop it all in. So we haven't got a lot of room, but we have got clearance down by the side where the start motor goes in. And yes, everything else is looking good. Next thing we're on to is actually mounting it. So these are the original mounts what go onto this engine, and they don't really fit very well. There's like time you get a rubber in there, that thing's going to be clattering the side of the chassis because it's going to compress the rubber. So we're going to have to remake the engine mounts. Now I've got an idea what to do. So there is the Rover engine mount. So that's the bit that bolts to the engine, and that's the bit what normally has the rubber on. And this is the bit that's a bit too tight for the chassis. Time you get the rubber on there, there's going to be no room to get anything in there. So what we're going to do is, I've got these other bushings. So these are off a Hilux. So they're off the rear springs on. So they're really quite strong. So they're taking the weight of a truck on there. So they're going to be enough just to take the weight of the engine. So found a piece of metal that I've just cut, and it's still really hot. Basically, I'm going to put that in there. So if you can see that, that's going to end up in there. Cut it off, drop it down so it'll be right the way through the middle of everything. So it'll be welded in the middle of here, and then just refill it everything onto it, make it nice. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So there it is marked out. So we're going to cut that piece out, going to cut that little piece off, cut straight the way down here, and then make everything else on the inside fit. So there it is, all mocked up. Just got a few tacks on it just to hold it in place. But yeah, quite a difference to what it started off in looking like. But yeah, so that's what I've done. So then we can put the bush in there, and that gives us a lot more clearance. So there's the engine mount all installed. So now you can see how much extra room we've got, and now we can actually make a bracket, and I've made exactly the same for this side down there. So that's the front of two engine mounts on the engine. All we got to do now is make the brackets that come from here with the hole through either side to hold that now. Okay, so I've fabbed up the engine mount. I haven't got a right size bolt. This bolt's the right size, but it's miles too long. So yes, that's the engine mounts made for the chassis. So the way I do them, just make a little bit of card, punch the hole out. It's really easy to make them up in card first before you make them up in metal, because you can cut this with a piece of scissors. That either use a plasma cutter, or if you haven't got a plasma cutter, an angle grinder. So yeah, so that's the engine mounts fabbed up for that side. Just got to do the ones for the other side, but it's the end of the day, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. So now I've got the right bolts in there. It's just still in temporary because I haven't got the nylocks on there. So that's the engine mounts down, and I've also made the gearbox mount. So that's all just tacked in now. So yeah, fits in there really nice. So I've just got to take all the engine and gearbox out, make a proper spacer up for this, because I don't want to weld it with the bushes in there. So I'm going to make a piece of metal that's the same length as that, bolt it all back together, and then fully weld it. Okay, so that's it all welded, all the engine mounts welded anyway, and the gearbox mount, so that's all in. So yeah, they're all fully welded now. All I got to do now is put the engine back in, because I still have to finish off doing the mounts round the back of where the gearbox goes. So I've got to put some guards through for when the prop shaft goes through it, so just in case the prop shaft ever does break, it doesn't go up through the floor. So that's what the gearbox mount looks like. So come out really nice. Yeah, just put it all back together now. So that is what the gearbox mount looks like when it's bolted in the car. You couldn't really see it before with the gearbox in there, but we got loads of penetration when we was welding it. Come all the way through to this. This is actually not smooth anymore, where the welds actually come all the way through. That's it, the engine's in. The engine's in at last, and it all fits really well. So yeah, just dropped the air filter and a carburetor on there. Not gonna, well, probably gonna use that style of air filter, but we're probably not gonna use a carburetor. I've put fuel injection with a 4-barrel conversion on one of my Cobras, and it works really well. So we're gonna probably do that to this engine. If you have to buy a new carb, they're probably between 400 and 600 quid, and they're not brilliant. Fuel injection, it worked out about £1,000 to put it on there, and it absolutely transformed the car. So that's what we're probably going to do to this one. But have a look at it now. All sits in there really well. All I've got to do now is we've got to have to make up the exhaust. So I've got the tubular exhaust, but they actually foul the chassis. They hit down in here. So we're going to make them longer and then bring them down the side of the chassis and then tuck them underneath. Yeah, got the engine in there quite low. Got it as far forward as I dare bring it forwards. But yeah, fits in there really, really nice. All we've got to do now is make up the piece that goes in here so I can run the prop shaft through it. So if it ever did break, it wouldn't come up through the floor. And I'm actually going to probably put another hoop in here in the back, but that one's going to be a bolt-in one, because I don't know exactly where it's going. I know where that one's going to go because it's quite close to the gearbox, so we can put that one in there. That's going to be the video for this week. So yeah, next thing we've got to do is drop the body back on it, and then we can start cutting the body, because we're going to have to cut the body where the gearbox goes through. So we got it mounted there, and then we can start fixing it down. But don't forget to share, like and subscribe. I really enjoy your comments, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Take me in small, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you need.